So 2025 is the year of intentional spending for me, and that means I am doing a low buy year. So if you have felt like you are spending or you are spending out of habit instead of need, then this video is for you. And so in this video, I'm going to be sharing what I am doing on my low buy year, what habits I am changing, what things I'm doing to be mindful and intentional about my spending, and maybe you can leverage some of my tips as well. So if you're ready to stop spending your money on things that don't matter and put your money to things that are more meaningful, save more, invest more, pay off debt, then keep watching. Hi everyone, my name is Bola Shokunbi. I'm the founder and CEO of Clever Girl Finance. I'm also the author of the Clever Girl Finance book series, the book Choosing to Prosper, and my most recent book, My Wealth Plan Workbook. Welcome to Clever Girl Finance TV. So let's talk about what's getting cut down in my 2025 low buy challenge. And these are the categories where I have just been doing way too much. Yes, I'm a financial expert, but even I am guilty of overspending and even impulse spending sometimes. And so for me, I've identified two key areas that I want to cut down, or I have been cutting down because we're already well into the year when it comes to this 2025 low buy challenge. Number one is shopping, specifically when it comes to clothes and accessories. Let's be real, I don't need another black sweater, another pair of black pants, another denim shirt. I do not need them. And I've sort of fallen into the habit of buying things out of convenience. Oh my God, that item is rumpled. I need a quick shirt for this TV show. I need a quick top for this video. It's not necessary. I have so many clothes. I can make time to iron a shirt. Bola, you can do it. And so I want to be mindful of just spending money on unnecessary clothes, remixing my closet a bit more, wearing more of what I own in different ways, and challenging myself to just deep dive into my personal style a bit more and save more money while I am at it. I also don't need another cute but uncomfortable pair of high-heeled shoes. I have so many shoes. I have more than enough to last me the year and several years to come. And so my new rule is I'm only buying things that I truly need after thoughtful reflection, after I can see how they're going to fit into my closet, and after I've determined that it is a true need. There is no more impulse shopping when it comes to clothes and accessories. I'm going to pause and think about it for a few days and see how it's going to fit in. And like I mentioned, determine if it is actually a true need. And half the time, it really isn't. And so that is a new rule when it comes to shopping, specifically for clothes and accessories. The second category I'm cutting back on is mindless grocery spending. If you know me or if you've watched this channel enough, you know that the grocery store is not my friend. This is my Achilles heel, basically. When it comes to spending money, the grocery store is like my biggest weakness because I lose my mind when I go there. And so I'm being more intentional and I'm cutting back on how much I spend on food because this is a big category for me, especially because I have a family that is eating all this food and also wasting all this food as well. My new rule is meal planning, shopping with a list, online shopping. No more food shopping for just in case, just because, oh, that looks like it's going to taste nice. No. Meal planning, shopping with a list, online shopping. That is how I'm going to stay on track with this low buy, especially when it comes to mindless grocery shopping. Also, no more shopping when I'm hungry. I'm going to leave my house if I ever have to go to a grocery store or stop by a grocery store because I forgot to order something online. No more shopping hungry. I need to have snacks in my car. I need to have a full belly before I step my foot into a ShopRite or a Target or wherever. I cannot be hungry. That is a disaster waiting to happen. So that is the new rule. And I mentioned this in a previous video. People tell me that they don't like shopping online because of the delivery fee, because the shoppers don't shop the right way. But for me, I find the delivery fee to be worth it, or even the pickup fee, because when I go into the store and I get distracted, I spend more than what that delivery fee would be. And what I've learned with online shopping so far is that my notes make a huge difference when I write down specifically how I want the shopper to shop for me when it comes to fruits and vegetables, especially. I write down specifics about the freshness freshness and the firmness and things like that. And also you can return groceries or request for refunds, etc., if you do not get what you expect by simply calling the store. And so you have to figure out how to make it work for you. Leverage the notes. Make sure you document exactly what you want your groceries to look like, to be how you want them to shop for you. And you'll find that it becomes easier for you to trust your shopper because you've given them specific direction. And so by cutting back in these two key areas, I'm going to be saving money, but also breaking bad habits. So scrolling because I'm bored to find something to buy, some clothing, some accessory, going to Target to walk around because I'm bored to buy some random food, shopping without a list, going to the store hungry. These are all bad habits that have been costing me money, and I'm going to be breaking them, or I have been breaking them so far this year by implementing cutting back in these two main categories. Keep in mind that just because I'm cutting back does not mean that I'm depriving myself. I do not look at this as punishment. Instead, this is me being more intentional so I can repurpose that money to other areas. And so now that I'm cutting back in these areas, there is a void, right? There is now a new void of time. How can I better use my time so that I don't fall back into those old habits? So this is what I am doing differently now. As I mentioned, no more mindless scrolling. Instead, I'm watching TV more and I am reading. So much of my shopping happened because I was just spending way too much time scrolling on my computer, scrolling on my phone, looking at the shops, looking at the sales, and that is where the temptation came into play. And so now I'm being intentional about listening to my audiobooks, reading my books. I did these before, but now I'm being more particular about them, finding good TV shows to watch. I used to be someone who didn't really watch television, and now I'm finding that I actually enjoy it. I actually enjoy watching the shows, binging the shows, and I'd rather watch the show than gain nothing from scrolling on Instagram or scrolling on a social media platform and doing nothing but finding ways to spend my money. And for me, when it comes to reading and watching TV, especially when I designate specific time for it, it helps me not spend money. It helps me not do the mindless scrolling, and essentially it becomes out of sight, out of mind. And that works. The second thing I'm doing is planning my shopping ahead of time, whether it's groceries or clothes. And so one of the biggest ways I was overspending was really shopping without a plan, going to the mall without a plan, going to the grocery store without a plan, scrolling online without a plan, right? And so now I know that one way that I can avoid the impulse shopping, the overspending, is by having a plan. So having my grocery list, meal planning, looking at my wardrobe and seeing, okay, what gaps do I have? What do I want to buy? If I see something that I'm like, okay, I want that, putting it on a wish list and really thinking about it. Do I need this item? And when I am shopping with a plan, it gives me time to think about the things and determine if I need them. And if I don't, I can cross them off, forget about them, and save my money. And so by being proactive, I'm minimizing those chances to overspend and impulse buy, and I'm allowing myself to stick to my low buy goals. And then the next thing I'm doing is repurposing the money I don't spend into investing. So 2025 is a year that I really want to take investing to the next level based on the financial goals I have for myself. And so the money that I would have wasted on impulse shopping, on overspending, even though they may seem like small amounts here and there, they add up to big deals, right? And so as opposed to having wasted that money, I can now take that money and add it on top of what my investment plans were. And I feel really great about that. This means more money in my investment accounts, more money to my savings goals, more money to my kids' investments, more money towards things I want to do to build long-term wealth. So I'm excited to watch my money grow even further versus watching it disappear. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Tell your best girlfriends about Clever Girl Finance, and then check out the Clever Girl Finance books. You can find these books everywhere books are sold. They're available as ebooks and audiobooks, and you can check out my wealth plan workbook. This is a great way to lay out and create a personalized financial plan for yourself, depending on your financial goals, whether you're trying to save money, pay off debt, start investing. This workbook is a great way to just lay out your plans plans and start working on them. And then be sure to check out the Clever Girls Know podcast. You can find this podcast wherever you listen to your podcast episodes. I interview different guests on different topics, from paying off debt, saving, investing, entrepreneurship, motherhood, and so much more. And then finally, stop by clevergirlfinance.com. The website gets updated frequently with brand new content, articles. There are over 30 plus completely free courses on the website that you can access. And we have also over 40 plus completely free worksheets. So stop by, check out what we have to offer. Our platform is completely free and we would love to have you stop by. Okay, let's get back to this video. So with all of that said about what I am doing to have a successful 2025 low buy year, if you are thinking about curbing your spending, minimizing overspending, you want to stop impulse spending, or you want to take on your own low buy year starting right now, because you can start it whenever you want, here are some things that you can do. Number one, identify your problem spending area. So for me, I identify 2 key areas I want to cut back on. For you, what are the areas that are causing you the biggest concern when it comes to your finances, right? Pick specific categories to cut back on. I think it can be overwhelming if you attempt to just cut back on everything, right? That can be difficult to do, and it can reduce your chances of success when it comes to actually completing your low buy year. So look at your spending and say, okay, what 1, 2, or even 3 categories do I want to focus on, right? Like, eat your elephant one bite at a time and then start there. Number 2, set your limits and your rules. What are the things that you're not going to do? What are the things that you are going to do? Do not look at this as punishment. Instead, look at this as being intentional with your finances so that you can free up money and repurpose that money to other things that really are more valuable to you. So for example, for me, by freeing up money from not impulse spending and overspending on clothes and groceries, etc., I can put more money towards investing. That's exciting to me. It doesn't feel like punishment. That feels like a big reward. Number 3, set a timeline. Are you doing this for a week, for a month, for a year, for 6 months, for a quarter of a year? Pick a timeline that feels good to you. So I've chosen a low buy year, 2025. That's what I want to do for myself. What do you want the timeline to be for you? Number 4, find other ways to fill your time. So for me, I had to find ways to fill up the time that had been previously used for mindless scrolling. And instead, I chose to start reading books and getting into TV series. So what are some things that you can do? Do you enjoy certain activities or hobbies that you can get more into to fill up the time, that void that had been spent on, the thing that was causing you to overspend? Find ways to fill up your time. And finally, number 5, I said this already, repurpose the money you save from your low buy, from cutting back. So put that money to your goal, whether it's paying off debt, saving more, investing, planning a vacation, whatever your goal is, you can repurpose that money. And that is ultimately the reward for doing this low buy. As I mentioned, doing a low buy isn't about punishment. It's not about depriving yourself. Instead, it's about being intentional and aligning your money, the way you spend your money, with what is most valuable to you. So that is my personal 2025 low buy plan and the tips I have for you to make this year more intentional. I would love to know your plans for making this year successful when it comes to your finances. If you're doing a low buy, if you're planning to cut back in certain areas, share in the comments below. I would love to know, and you could also inspire somebody else. Thank you so much for being here, and I will talk to you in the next video.